So we've got the Philadelphia Union game to obviously talk about.
Mhm.
We played them on Sunday. Had what you would call a disappointing draw after a 2-0 lead.
Well, let's see. Think about it. So, were you disappointed by the draw, Carmen?
Well, I predicted
You
the
predicted
draw.
it.
Yeah.
And it's the first time that all year I've been wrong. I
And-
predicted a win.
Okay. And it's the first time all year I've been right. So there we go. Yeah. So I didn't really watch the game per se.
But what about the result? Like, is that okay for you?
I thought it was okay. Without watching it, I thought it was okay. I mean, Philadelphia is, close up there, top of the standings, and to pull off a draw, I thought was good. I like you said, I think y'all talk about it. Andre Blake, him coming out probably helped us, but I think it's a good result.
So two things. I'm very disappointed.
Okay. You predicted a draw too.
Yeah, but not on the whole. Well, first off, I also predicted a draw thinking Yakamakis would be there.
Yeah.
So there's point number one. Also, I predicted maybe Blake would be there the whole game. We didn't know. So we got half of that right. So either way, but Gigi wasn't there. The thing I'm most disappointed about is we were up 2-0, even against the odds, because we maybe didn't necessarily deserve to be up 2-0 in that game, and we were. So to me, now I just watched this game last night because I was celebrating birthdays here at the household during the actual game, but went back, watched it last night, and yeah, I felt like, that late in the game, we didn't make the right changes to hold a lead. We'll talk about that, but I think there's things we could have done to safeguard the lead versus other changes we made. Dave, you feel like you're nodding because you might agree with me on that one. So I think you might agree that we should have done better than a draw based on that.
Thunder.
Oh, I love it when y'all agree.
I don't like it when we agree. And one thing we didn't agree with is the throw in, and we'll get to that.
But I'm going to show Carmen.
Okay.
And then so that way she'll know whether or not this is legit before you ever even show it. Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's see what's happening.
Yeah.
So one of the things I will say is that, in this game, the super important thing, here it is right there. Okay, so go back like 10 seconds. Just click the
10-second rewind.
Yeah, I'll take it now.
Oh, ooh, you got you.
All right.
Wait. Let me pull it up. Yeah. Continue now.
Okay, so one of the things that I want to say, and this is just another example of this, and I can show you like 14 examples in this game. Sleaze, absolute masterclass in this game. I mean, masterclass. He was brilliant.
Ooh.
I mean, brilliant. One of the best defensive midfield displays I've seen in a long, long time. People don't notice it, but the number of intercepts, like in the first 3 minutes, we gave the ball away twice in our own back third. Just horrible giveaways that would have led to goals last year. And Steve is like, I got it. Just cover right in for him.
Not only is he masterclass on stepping up and winning it, and I think you got to let this run a little bit to catch up to the 29th minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the other thing I noticed with Sleece is I'm also sometimes getting confused on TV because I've got bad eyesight, whether it's Sleece or Almada sometimes. Because Sleece really tries, he's got some classy forward balls as well and tries.
Yeah, we'll get to that in the very end of the game. I'll show you an example.
Yeah, he doesn't quite have the right touch like Almada does, but
no, he's not Almada.
He's not Almada, but he really does a nice job of putting a nice curl on the ball and putting it on somebody's foot on the front foot. So
there it is.
Very, very impressed. All right, so here we go, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I just gotta get you there. Keep talking.
We're switching.
There we go.
Switching.
And you're on.
Yeah, go to the tab.
Put us as the tab as well.
Yep.
No, the
other one. There you go.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah, and we'll bring this up here in a second, but obviously a great goal, a great take. The type of strike that the technique makes it very difficult for the goalkeeper because it hits the ground before it skips up and goes in. That's always tough for a goalkeeper. Yeah. And kudos to Wiley. He took the chance.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a shot, a little bit lucky, goal. That's my take on it. Better to shoot it than not, but yeah, solid goal.
Yeah, somebody called it a screamer, so I was like, "Ooh, I need to see this one." I was like, not
Not-
quite a screamer
not-
because it did take that bounce, but you're right. He took it.
Yeah,
took
he
the
took
chance.
it. It wasn't a screamer. It was
Yeah.
good technique to keep it down.
Yeah.
And
right.
those are some of the toughest balls for a goalkeeper
Mm-hmm.
to defend because it skips off the ground. and that
Here's
just
my
makes
cynical
it.
eye. Okay,
All right.
Carmen.
Uh-oh, cynical eye.
Yeah.
If this is Andre Blake, does he save this?
I don't even need to see it. Yes. Yeah.
Does Andre Blake get beat by that shot from it? Would have to be almost 30 something yards.
No.
Yeah.
Andre Blake saves that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I was saying when we went out, I was texting you all. I was like, Andre Blake is out. We're good for a goal. Now here's what I've been saying.
Probably saves it. I mean, look, I think a lot of things went right for Wiley on that shot.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
an awkward bounce. So I think everything you said was true.
If for any goalkeeper, that's a really difficult save because of the way
Yes.
that it bounced off the turf. So
Right.
even Andre Blake may have missed that. I know you.
No.
I know you praise him. I know you praise him. But
yeah.
I think he still misses it.
No.
Especially injured like he was.
Okay,
look at
injured
the
maybe.
reverse because they're going to show in the last, I think, version of this. They show the
He
reverse
didn't
angle.
know.
Right here.
No.
Right here. Look at where he's not quite over. He's standing in the middle of the goal.
And he's flat. He
Yeah,
dips
you're
in.
Andre
right.
Blake
You're
would
right.
have moved
Yeah.
over there and he makes that save.
You're
Andre
right.
Blake makes
That guy was flat-footed.
He was flat-footed. He he should have been on his toes, but instead he went down and was waiting.
He was.
And he wasn't quite over. The play had shifted over. He needed to be one step over.
So okay, now at this point we're 2-0 up. What did you think of Brad Guzan's?
I want to
performance
say
in this
one
game?
more thing about this, actually. So for all those people who think Jim Curtin, MLS God, and he's done really well at Philadelphia with a lot of teams, I actually think Andre Blake has been consistently making him look like a better coach. He is that good. And I think if you take away Andre Blake, Jim Curtin is a mediocre coach. That's my hot take.
Ooh, hot take.
I am not impressed with Jim Curtin.
Well,
I actually had that thought because I know you weren't before, but I was like, he's not exciting. I don't know. I know that's not the biggest deal, but he's just I don't know. And it was interesting when we did the podcast in Philadelphia. The guy who does the local Philadelphia podcast was saying it was more of the system that was installed by the GM that actually set Curtin or really any coach up for success there. So take that with a grain of salt. But yeah. So anyway, goalkeeping, Brad Guzan. I know we had a preference of having Cohen start and lose the job versus having some sort of extreme thing happen with Guzan to lose the job himself and then give Cohen a win to win, which we don't think will happen until Brad Guzan lays an egg. Not going to happen the way he's playing, right? I mean, has there been an egg? No. But what is your thoughts?
Well, let's go to the goal we conceded, and then you can say we go through.
Okay, I can
Brad Guzan fault or not?
I can give you my opinion on both, and neither one of them are Brad Guzan's fault.
Okay,
first
let's
off,
show the clip first.
The first one is all class. The guy near posts it. Nobody's saving that. Your Blake dude's not saving that. Nobody's saving that. That was pure class. The upper 90 on the near post there. So whatever you're gonna say.
Oh no, I'm not talking. Well, so okay. So
I want to see what you got to say on this. That's Brad Guzan's fault, or even a younger Brad Guzan saves that. Not sure.
Well, my opinion.
All right,
we'll get to, but
isn't
that look right?
70 something. I thought it was 77.
73rd. No, it's
73rd. But so yeah, and I'd also like to see whether it was Mascara or whomever that has the internet died on us.
It looked like it got stuck.
Yeah, maybe it's Apple.
No, we're good. We're good. We're still going.
Whew.
It's only going 10
Come
seconds
on.
at a time. I know it's right here.
And
there it is.
Yeah,
that was it. Back. So a moment of silence.
I would say, y'all talk amongst yourselves.
Right,
Are you there? You're there? Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Ugh.
So this is actually the place to stop it, right? So Mascara, as you pointed out, so Wiley has this crazy thing on the touchline. They save it. Mascara actually launches it back pass.
Yeah.
Okay. So who should go for this ball? I mean, it was clearly a ball designed to go back to Brad Guzan.
I mean,
hold on. If we're going to be fair, I want to see it played back then before I make the judgment on the still frame.
What do you mean played back?
10 seconds, go
Okay.
back.
All right.
Okay. So now play it. All right. So Wiley comes up here and challenges on the sideline. Somehow it stays in bounds. Mascara plays it. And yeah, I don't know. That's a 50-50 ball. Okay. So if Brad Guzan comes out on this, Brad is what? 40 years old.
Yes.
Brad is calculating, am I going to win? So to be fair to Brad, is he going to win? That ball is right in between them. Do you think the athletic 23-year-old is going to get there first or Brad Guzan? I know who's going to get there first. So Brad stays put as he rightfully should to give himself some chance.
And I agree. I actually think Brad makes the right call here. He stayed at home. I was thinking when I saw it live, I'm like, oh, Brad should have come for that. When I look at the replay, I'm like, no, that was just an awful ball.
It's an awful ball.
But
man.
now look.
Put everybody in an awkward position.
So the other thing about this, and this is where we're talking about. So Noah Cobb,
but he had to gauge it, so he's out, right?
Yeah. And the moment he starts coming for it, look what Noah Cobb does. Oh, let's go back.
He was slow on his horse. That's for sure.
You'll see. Look when the ball is first played and Guzan goes for it. Watch Noah Cobb. Okay, watch Noah Cobb right here. Watch what he does.
A little bit of ball watching.
Nothing. And now he goes, right?
Oh, yeah.
See that? See the hesitation? And so now I'm not blaming Noah Cobb there either because that was a ball that was intended back to Brad Guzan. It wasn't him, but he also was a little switched off.
Switched off, but rightfully so, because you're like, oh, you're playing it back to the keeper. You're not playing it.
Fault is that? Mascara. That was an awful ball.
Yeah, 100%.
And then as I agree with you, that he could do nothing about this. There's no problem on that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's a heck of a finish.
Yeah, great finish.
So, yeah. All right.
Okay.
We ended up agreeing. After all that, Dave, that was a long story to be told. You could have just said, "I agree with you, Mike."
That's no fun.
I was trying to set you up to be like, oh, he doesn't agree with me.
All right. Well, I'm glad you made me analyze the whether Brad should have gone for it or not. So, all right. So this is the throw-in, the infamous throw-in where you tweeted that it was a foot violation.
76 minute. Now, first of all, I want to say is after you give up the 2-1 goal, I'm going to go back to it again. How is Dax McCarty not in the game? And again, you might say, does Dax McCarty make this play? I don't know. We're going to get to it in a second because we have this is a long throw in and we have the shambolic zonal marking. But I honestly think maybe having a third Dax McCarty reads danger. It wouldn't surprise me if Dax McCarty actually would have ended up. You never know. It was just total speculation. So he should have been in the game. Now, long throw. Absolutely a long throw. Now you can tell.
Well, no, I was shocked that you were so critical of had this been a foot violation of the player.
Yep.
Let's just say theoretically his foot did go over the line and it was a fault throw.
Yep.
And a linesman doesn't get that right. They should be suspended.
Yes.
I think that's a little harsh personally.
No.
Because I think there's so much wrong with the refereeing in games that referees would get suspended every 20 seconds.
Well, yeah.
If something more important than the foot violation were to be enacted for a suspension, then refs would get suspended every game in the MLS for things that are way more egregious than this.
Okay. Now, first of all, I think maybe suspension is not the right word. But I think that referees who make blatant mistakes should have accountability and they should have to take a game off, right? Now, whether you call it a suspension or whatever. I'm not saying he should be suspended for months or whatever. In this case, it's a long throw-in.
Yeah.
Okay. And everybody knows it's a long throw-in. And when it's a long throw-in, one of the jobs of the linesman is to make sure they don't egregiously cheat and come in the field, which they do all the time. And so you have to be looking at it. And she was. Right, the lineswoman was, and I thought that he stepped blatantly over the line until I actually looked at the rule book. Mikey Dowds. So the rule book, I always thought that you had to be behind the line.
My entire life, Dave. I've always thought that my foot had to be outside the line when I threw the ball in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
I played soccer for
every coach
45 years. 45 years.
Yeah.
evidently the rule that you can have even your heel touching any part of the chalk is legal.
Yeah.
So even if it's the inside, which to Dave's point makes no logical sense because every other part of the rule on when the ball is out of bounds, right?
Yeah. So here's what Mikey Dawes is saying is that so when the ball is on the line, it's in. It has to completely cross the line for a goal. It has to completely cross the line for out of bounds. So the line is in.
Yes.
So if the line is in field, then stepping on the line should be stepping on the field and you're touching the ball, handball.
Right. 1,000%, which is why I always thought the rule is what it is not.
But it's not.
So the fact that you brought this up as a big deal is awesome because I love to be educated on stuff like this. And I've been wrong my entire life on where your foot needs to be or where
you know who knows that you can do this? 2 people. 1 and 2. The lineswoman knew the rule. The guy throwing the ball knew the rule. It's only we didn't know the rule.
But secondly,
I mean,
the reason
I'll stop it right where you can see.
Even if, let's just say his heel was a centimeter across the line, I don't really like as a player, like if it got missed, like this is not the biggest deal in the world to me. We should be defending this better. It's not consequential to the outcome of the game in a significant way like other mistakes are in soccer. It is so far down the list of things that impact a game that you're saying that like 1 inch on a throw-in is the biggest difference in the world. I 100% agree. The rules are the rules. They should be enforced and people should be accountable for it. I'm just saying as a player, like if you're like, oh, the foot foul. That's why Dax McCarty missed the header.
No,
he wasn't on the field. That's the problem.
This is where
Dax McCarty wasn't on the field, Dave.
I know, but here's where I completely disagree with you because so many calls. The reason why referees can't be held accountable is because so many calls.
Sorry, he's about to heat up.
I'm eating up.
Sorry.
Yeah, he already did, so it's fine.
Sorry.
You can hit the button again. So the reason why referees can't be held accountable is there's so much subjectivity to so many calls. But in the case where there is a goal that's decided on a long throw and you cheat by going over the line, it's black and white. If you're over the line, that is a foul. That should be called back. The referee should blow that. You're always for the line is the line, right? And I was always like, no, the spirit of the game. And that's where I disagree with you on the offsides. And I agree with you here. That's over the line if it is, which is not. Yeah. But if it was over the line, that is a foul and it has to be called back.
100% agree. Go ahead and implement technology that can show that within 1 second.
But you're saying you don't care that much.
I don't care that much.
You should care. That's a rule.
Oh my God. Okay. So let me get my words correct here. Okay. I care about the laws of the game being enforced. Okay. As a fan or a player in the scenario of something getting missed, out of all the things that get missed in a soccer game, this is way down my care list.
I agree.
Because I don't think it impacts the outcome of the game in any significant way. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that the laws of the game should be enforced, especially when you have competent referees and competent technology that can make it happen. I'm with you. I will preach that till I die, that should happen.
A line is a line.
A line's a line. It's in or out. Simple. On or offsides. Goal is in or out. These are things that technology can solve. So instead of relying on this woman who's the linesman to judge what a centimeter is, which is very difficult for a human, by the way.
Well, she's looking right at it. She got it right on. She's literally looking at it. That's why I was so pissed. I'm like, she's looking at it. How would she not make the call? Because it was so egregious, except for it wasn't so egregious because it wasn't even a foul. And she had it right.
She did. Okay. And she was lucky too as a human because a human
she nailed it.
A human, she nailed it. So she got it, this was the heel literally on the most inner edge of the line. What if it was a little bit more, right? Ooh. What if it was right on the little edge of the chalk, Dave? Like, at what point do you distill technology to make that millimeter difference? Okay. It can be solved. It can be a virtual line there that is created by technology and figures out whether that millimeter is crossed or not.
And if VAR can check something in the buildup, VAR can check that. I know they're not allowed to now, but they should be able to.
Stop it with the VAR stuff.
I would call
VAR can mess up soccer for infinity. Stop bringing the camera into the equation. The camera is the wrong
If you're taking a
Technology.
throw-in, a
What?
long throw-in, you
Why?
can't get an advantage like that. That's illegal.
Hey.
So you
Foul.
can't. So Mikey Dobbs, you're saying you do not bring VAR in to check to see if his foot
I
is
think
over
it
the
can
line.
be done with other technologies other than cameras, personally.
Oh, I see.
Wait,
If
what
you
do
want
you
to do it automatically or something.
Yeah, like I think that, like, I mean, there can
But
be.
okay, but
ver-
now
like-
we can only do it on VAR. Would you have VAR review that? I
uh,
would.
No, I just don't.
You don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, and I do. That's a rule.
So it's not
It's like-
reviewable.
It's
Not reviewable.
Not
So it's a
reviewable.
dead ball situation.
okay. So
not in the build-up.
I will I will sacrifice the pain of sitting around for 2 minutes waiting for VAR to decide whether the game should continue versus something that nominally impacts the game. Because as a player, Dave, do you give a shit? Honestly, I mean, I care whether he like does like a half throw. Like, yeah, at least bring it behind your head. Have 2 feet on the ground, but let's play some damn ball. Like, let's get on with it.
I actually
I'm
completely
sorry, but
disagree with you.
I like, great if you can implement technology that doesn't make me suffer as a player or a fan, then fine, enforce the rule. But if not, I don't want to wait around all day to find out whether something that's insignificant matters or not. Sorry.
And I completely disagree with you.
Well,
that
you're
pisses the
wrong.
hell out of me
You're
because
wrong.
wait, hold on. That pisses the hell out of me because you have a long throw in. You know that. That guy knows that. Why he can't stand behind the line and observe the laws of the game? Why he feels like he has to cheat 1 inch to get that advantage is ridiculous.
If the system can actually implement things that hi, we're waking up the kids. Thank you.
I love this so
All
much.
right.
I'm sorry. We're sorry.
We're waking up the
Leah.
kids.
We're so
Wait,
sorry.
we got yelled at for the first time in the podcast. That's kind of awesome.
That's history.
Did we wake up the kids? Awesome.
I can't hear the TV.
Okay.
Ah.
See you later.
More importantly, guys.
All right. So, but it bothers me because what I would say is like it's like if the referee draws the line on the free kick and the guy rolls it up an inch, like who's going to be that jerk? Like, don't do it. Like, stop. Or like the people who like cheat in, who are like
implement
off
a
the 10
system
yards.
that can enforce the rule. Then
Yeah, it's
I
called
can't.
VAR.
no, it's called other technology.
No.
I mean, like, sure, if you have to involve cameras, but don't belabor it. Don't belabor a throw in. Like, there's enough things that slow this game down.
If you have a long throw in and you can't stay legal, then you got a problem. That's your fault. Your fault.
I understand that, but Dave, as a player, you've always said, like, the referee's job is to keep the game fair,
Yep.
right? Okay.
Except for when people
hold
have
on,
no
like-
morals and are horrible
Yeah.
and are cheating for no reason.
Yeah.
What bothers me is
But
he's
I'm
cheating
saying-
for no reason.
the player, yeah, he was able to keep his.
All he's doing is flouting the rules for no reason, and that really bothers me.
Who's this?
The thrower.
The thrower. Yeah,
He
he's
can't
just
stay behind the
he's-
freaking line. What are you getting an inch advantage? It's not an advantage.
no, but this guy is actually within the rules, so he
Got it
perfect.
perfectly.
Right.
But why? If I was a coach, I would be like, are you kidding me? Why are you even coming close to that? Why would you jeopardize our getting a goal because you want that inch? What is that doing for us? Nothing. You're an idiot.
Oh, now we've got to the real source.
It bothers me.
It bothers him that the
it's-
player is pushing
Yeah.
the edge
Yeah.
of
I,
the
For
throw.
no reason.
I'm like not even mad at that, quite frankly. I get it. I get that. But let me say, if I were still playing soccer, I too, every single time I'm throwing the ball in, I'm putting my heel on the line.
Yeah,
if I were
sure.
still playing.
So press the advantage or whatever.
Hold on. I'm not done with this yet. Not done with this yet, Dave.
Oh.
I love this so much.
Do you, like as a player, when you and I played together,
Yep.
had somebody taken a long throw in at us, and their foot was an inch over the line, are you going to feel like you were done wrong? Like literally, like at the end of the
No,
game.
did that give him an
Didn't-
advantage? No, but would I be
Didn't-
ballistic? Yes.
Didn't give him an advantage.
No, it didn't give him an advantage.
Yeah. So okay, let's move on.
One time,
Thank you.
probably the
Thank
angriest
you.
I've ever
Didn't
been.
give anybody an advantage. Let's move on.
Probably the angriest I've ever been to a soccer game. I had a free kick and I wanted to take it quickly, right? And the player was back 10 yards and knew that I wanted to take it quickly
Mhm.
and came running in to like 3 yards to whatever block it. Not that they were there and failed to back up, but they came running in. I was like, I took the free kick anyway, kicked it right into him. and the referee let the game go on, and they went down and score. And I went absolutely nuts. I'm like, how do you let the guy just whatever? And he's like, you took the kick. I'm like, because he was 2 yards away and he infringed on the whole thing. Like,
so my last red card at Silverbacks,
yeah,
same situation.
yeah.
Okay, so
it drove me nuts.
So I lost.
Like, stop cheating.
I lost my mind, Dave. Like worse than you've ever seen.
Gosh, I wish I could have been there.
Oh, it was something. This referee heard it from me. So he said. So I put the ball down. He said, "Do you want me to mark it off?" And because they were doing the stepping thing, they were like 1 foot in front of the ball,
Right.
which is not reasonable of the 5 yards or whatever it is at the 77.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, no, I don't want the space. So they end up backing up like close to but they were still infringing, right? So I set it down. I didn't ask for the 5 yards.
Yep.
I wind up to take it. By the time I was shooting the ball, he was about 6 inches.
Yeah, that's what happened with me.
From me, like literally could have broken my leg as I'm shooting the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
That's what happened
Like,
with me.
and
I lost it.
It went off.
Yeah.
It went off, and I lost my. He was like, "You didn't ask for the," and I was like, "It doesn't matter whether I asked for 10 yards.
Yeah.
Do your job. Do your job."
I agree.
So okay, all right, we have gone off.
So that's the same principle here. You're cheating.
rabbit hole.
Like, stop.
You knew it was going to be a good podcast, Carmen.
Stop cheating.
Sorry, I'm wind up at this point.
All right.
Oh goodness, are we going back to see the video here?
Yeah, go
All
back to
right,
the video.
we're
I'm gonna
on.
go to the 88th minute. There was
Wait. Did they score from the throw-in or not?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
good. I don't
Okay,
know
just
why.
wanted to check. Just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Yeah, so we actually can talk about it. So everybody's gonna blame on that. They're gonna blame Mascara again because it was Mascara who. Oh,
What happened? You had it right on the foot mark there. It was all happening, and Dave. See, this is what happens when you give Dave the wheel.
I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy stuff.
so here's the reverse angle. So what happens is this is the dreaded zonal marking, right? And this is actually an interesting reverse angle to see it from because this is what we've talked about all the time. So a lot of times on the zonal marking, you win the first ball. Like in this case, because we have zonal marking, we have 2v1 and we are going to win the ball. But the moment you don't clear it on that first ball, nobody's responsible for anybody. And you can see nobody is responsible for this guy, right? Who happens to be Kai Wagner, who's one of their leading scorers, even as a back. And watch what happens.
Just side foots it.
So
right into the
everybody is going to blame Mascara for getting there late. But if he's actually responsible for him, he should be close to him, right?
Yeah.
If you go back on this clip to when he's throwing the ball, they'll show it.
This man mark him. Put some elbow grease on him.
Here.
We've talked about it many times in the podcast. It's a problem with zonal marking. You don't make people change their movement, and so you end up letting this guy just easily line up a
Right.
side footer because he's got no elbow grease on
Yeah.
him.
So here it is, right? You can see that it's zonal marking because he's here, right? And he lets the guy, wide open. And
So there it is, 2-2 draw at home.
Okay,
3
so
points
now-
that we needed.
I'm gonna go to a couple of modes. So there was one, and I love the fact that we can watch. We don't have to be in the highlights.
We're beyond highlights.
Beyond the highlights. I think this is where it's here where Muyamba gets the ball here, and he comes in, and what is he doing right here? What did he do there? Why? So Muyamba does really, really well there. We'll go
I
back.
think he was trying to wait a second for the space,
Yeah.
and instead the guy came and put in a good tackle.
I think what he was trying to do is I think he was trying to get cute and chip. So he hesitated a second, and I think he was going to try to chip.
Yeah, he was trying to chip far. He was trying to go back far post,
And he should have just
Drilled
hit it.
should have just drilled it near post.
Yeah, he
or
got a little too
made
cute.
the keeper make a save.
Here's you can see
Yeah,
the better angle.
better
So
angle.
Miyama does really well to get into the spot, and I think he tries to chip.
Yeah, the guy's right in front
maybe
of
it
him.
was him. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And then I want to show you one more thing.
One more thing.
In the 93rd minute, when you were talking about this, Sleaze, I just want to show you with him coming forward on the ball, right? he does an absolutely brilliant job. So they're gonna go here.
Sleece.
I need to sleece the jersey.
Here. So here, this is Sleece running with the ball, and you were talking about, Almada, and what Sleece does, and I'm going to back it up just 1 second so we can see it right when he gets the ball. Right, so he gets the ball. We're playing out of our own back, and he gets the ball there. Right, so I mean, he's halfway in our own halfway between the 18 and the midfield. Right. And so many players as a defensive midfielder would just be like, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Yeah. And as you pointed out earlier, Sleece is watch what he does. Look
sometimes I'm like, is that Almada or Sleece?
How composed is he on this? He dribbles and he dribbles and he dribbles and he dribbles and he dribbles. And then he doesn't try to do something fancy. He just finds the open guy.
Yeah, and then
right. And all that does is allow Almada to get there.
Yeah.
Right. That chance was created completely by the composure of Sleece. Right. I can't even say it enough. It was a masterclass.
Yeah.